Hello everyone, in today's video we are going to learn about figures of speech which are mostly used in poems. So let's get started. Firstly, simile. Simile means direct comparison is done between two objects using the words as, like, etc. So see in examples, my love is like a red rose. So love is directly compared to the red rose using the word as like. In second example, he is as brave as a lion. So a boy or a man is compared to a lion using the words such as brave as. Let's see about the metaphor. Metaphor is a figure of speech where indirect comparison is done between two objects without using the words as and like. So, in simile, we have seen that comparison is done by using the words as and like. But in metaphor, remember, comparison is done, but it is indirect comparison without the words as and like. For example, he is a shining star. The snow is a white blanket. So here comparison is indirectly done. As in simile we have seen comparison is done directly with the words as like as, and here the words as like as are not used. Let's see alliteration. In alliteration, some sounds in a sentence are repeated. Same sounds. See, he is happy however he is. So the sound of H is repeated here. So it is an alliteration. The sound of H is repeated. Happy however he, in such way. Now let us talk about repetition. In repetition, same words are repeated in a sentence, like happy happy songs makes our mind happy. The word happy is repeated here. So see the difference between alliteration and repetition. In alliteration, same sound of H is repeated here, but in repetition, the whole word is repeated. Now let's talk about personification. In personification, inanimate objects are given human qualities. Example, stars are dancing. We know stars don't dance, but where the inanimate objects are given human qualities, then it is called personification. Then sky is crying. Do sky really cry? Yes, sky doesn't cry, but still inanimate objects are given human qualities, so it is called personification. Now hyperbole. In hyperbole, over exaggeration is shown. Example, she wept ocean of tears. Do anyone weep ocean of tears? No, no. So in hyperbole, over exaggeration of statement is shown. Like she wept ocean of tears. We don't really weep ocean of tears. Now let's talk about oxymoron. In oxymoron, two opposite ideas are shown in one sentence. Example, she was happy that she won the dance competition, but she was sad as she scored less marks in the exam. Here, happy and sad are two opposite ideas shown or expressed in a sentence. Means happy and sad or any opposite words are shown in one sentence. So it is called oxymoron. Now let us talk about climax. Climax is a figure of speech in which successive words, phrases, clauses, or sentences are arranged in ascending order of importance. Means any incident is arranged in ascending order. For example, if you think that's bad, it gets worse. Means if you think the situation will be bad, then it will be worse. Now let us talk about anticlimax. Anticlimax refers to a figure of speech in which statements gradually descend in order of importance. Unlike climax, anticlimax is the arrangement of series of words or phrases or clauses in order of descending importance. So in anticlimax, the words or the incident is arranged in descending order. So let us see example. You are riding a roller coaster and it begins to climb a steep hill slowly. So here the order is given in the descending way. Now let us talk about onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia is a figure of speech in which words evoke the actual sound of the thing they refer or describe. The boom of a firework exploding, the tick tock sound of clock, and ding dong of a doorbell are all examples of onomatopoeia. So in onomatopoeia, various sounds are described. If in a sentence the sounds are given like tick tock of a bell and tick tock of a clock, tick tock of a clock and ding dong of a bell, or any such kind of sound is given, then it is onomatopoeia. Now let's talk about imagery. Imagery is a term in which such things are shown in a sentence which we imagine in our mind. Example, a fairy house where you are a fairy and you have won a fairy gown. Means in imagery, we can imagine things. Sentences are given such that we can imagine the things. For example, a fairy house. Then you will start imagining a house of fairies where you are a fairy and you have worn a fairy gown in a beautiful way. So your mind will start imagining that things. So it is called imagery. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel and please see the video again. If you have not understood any point, you can refer to this ppt as notes also, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.